Hello again, Drew Tosh here with more Daily Rundown. Joining me on the couch now is laser tattoo removal technician Maria Patricia and tattoo artist Toby Kierzek. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
They're here to tell us about how easy it is these days for anyone to get their hands on a cheap tattoo kit. Our reporter Emmy Little has been out and about to find out some more.
Tattoos are now more popular than ever. The amount of parlours in the UK has doubled in the last 10 years. And with successful tattoo artists getting to meet and tattoo their favourite celebrities, you can see why this appeals to young people.
And it was £60 plus postage and packaging, which was about £3.
And who have you tattooed with it?
Myself and my friend. Thought it'd be cool to be a tattooist because of the amount of money that they make, and it's a cool job and that, being an artist.
Currently, it is incredibly easy to buy your own tattoo kit online for as little as £39. But you are getting what you pay for.
It just looks like a cheap Chinese one, really. They do work, they don't know how to clean them properly. This one you've shown me, it's actually got ink and bits of blood in the bottom of it there. Whoever's kit this was, that should have gone through like an ultrasonic cleaner, then get scrubbed, then go back in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then go in an autoclave after that. So it's like a 3-stage process, really. If one of them had something like hepatitis, for instance, it'd all be getting transferred to every person they tattooed. So I'd get them all checked.
There are many campaigners trying to get the law changed. We spoke to Kevin Paul.
It should be compulsory that you have to have insurance. If you have to have insurance, the only way you'd get insurance is if you've got your certificate of the council. To get your certificate of the council would mean you've been vetted by them and then you're following certain standards to tattoo by. And then that would eliminate the biggest part of the problem. And then the environmental health officers then have got the authority to go in these places and shut these people down and prosecute them. At the moment, there's nothing. So everyone is just running wild, doing all this like poor tattooing, damaging people, and nothing's happening with it.
But people are coming up with new ways of training tattoo artists safely and innovatively.
Well, we started a training course for that process because there's that many people trying to get into it, but they can't. So we like do a training course, but we teach them everything from the cross-contamination and stuff like that. So if they did have a cheap kit, at least they know how to safely use it, because there is ways around it by buying disposable things and pre-sterilised things and stuff like that. The last person who we had, she ended up really good, and she tattooed some of our staff at the end of it. We talked her through, and she's got a job in a studio now. And the one before that, we offered a job. So there is ways of doing it, getting into it, and then safely, because you need to learn the cross-contamination before you even pick up a tattoo machine.
The ideal situation is obviously you train as an apprenticeship. Whatever you say, whoever comes up with any idea, there's always going to be people that are going to put it down or pick faults in it. There's not the perfect answer, but there's got to be a lot better answer than this.
So Maria, you've been campaigning for years to get response from the government about this. What kind of reactions have you had so far?
We started off writing to our local MPs, which was Angela Rayner, and she actually wrote to Jeremy Hunt, who's obviously the Health Secretary, who said it's not their responsibility, it's not their department. They passed us on to business, they said it's not their department, then they passed us on to environmental health, and we've kind of done this full circle. So it's nobody's responsibility, but for me, it's as if the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Actually, you've got a lot of paperwork here.
There's lots. I've brought you in all the letters, that support what I've actually done, and we've still not got any response. So all we're kind of saying is, for me, that if we've got legislation in place for tattooists, then surely that we need to look at the actual tattoo equipment and to have it regulated. And you have to come up with a solution. And I would have said that a solution would be that, don't sell the tattoo equipment unless somebody holds, a current tattoo license.
Because where can you buy that stuff right now?
You can get it online. We did a social media experiment using a 10-year-old child, and I recorded just their hands, and they just went straight away on a shop site on the internet and they ordered it. They paid with a child's debit card, and that tattoo equipment came within 24 hours, and I didn't have to sign for it either. So it's very available to anybody, not just adults, you know, children. It's getting to the hands of children now, and that's what our campaign's about.
And Toby, you're an established tattooist. What do you think can be done to help raise more awareness to this?
I think on the sales of any tattoo supplies, there should be information on cross-contamination and the dangers of blood-borne viruses, blood-borne pathogens. These are microorganisms that live within the blood that can create illness, infection, or even worse, diseases. So, I mean, any kind of information and education on those topics to make sure that people are doing things in the correct manner, you know, in a safe practice.
I mean, do you find people coming in to where you work with, in all kinds of states? You know, I mean, obviously tattoos they've done themselves that have gone horribly wrong, or a friend's done it. I mean, are you kind of like one of those guys that has to fix a lot of stuff as well?
Not really, because I do work in a professional studio where people are kind of sorting out their, you know, the correct advice, and we don't tend to see many people come in, you know, in that respect. Yeah.
Now, Patricia, you also work in laser removal.
That's it.
You must have seen some sites.
Oh yes.
Yeah. What's it like? Is it quite common that it's just been DIY stuff that's just gone horribly wrong?
We actually put out a post on a site on one of these for sale or swap sites for some free tattoo removal only on Friday, and I said that I'd remove one lucky person, you know, to just give back a little bit and show to demonstrate what I actually do. And the response was overwhelmed, and out of that response was something like over 140 something people that, you know, inquired about the tattoos. And actually, when I looked at all the tattoos, 97% of those tattoos have been done by the machines where they've gone round a friend's house, or they've had it done not under, you know, anybody with a tattoo license. I just want to point out, I'm looking at Toby now, and we are kind of really friends.
You're working together, really, aren't you?
We're working together, so it's not against that, you know, I don't like tattoos and I want to take everybody's tattoos out, or I don't like tattoos. I actually really do like tattoos. I'm very highly thought of in the tattoo industry, and I do a lot of feedback work for these guys so that new tattoos can go over the top. And I think what me and Toby want to come together and say, it's all about trying to keep people safe, you know.
Yeah, it isn't just the untrained artists that are and the people getting the tattoos that are affected. They're actually putting themselves at danger by exposing themselves to some of these bodily fluids that they're not knowing how to control properly. So
it's obvious stuff, isn't it? People are using these kits and they've not been cleaned properly, and
yeah, not been sterilised properly, not wearing gloves. I mean, there's when performing a tattoo, there's an element of blood and ink being diffused from the actual tattoo area itself that can reach at least 1 metre. So if things in that radius aren't aren't covered properly, you know, you're really at risk of cross-contamination, which is one of the more worrying things.
Yeah, so like, if someone wants to get a tattoo, and it seems like you're saying 1 in 5 now have tattoos or want to get one, what's the start, middle and end point? What should they do first of all? Research it, have a good think about it first, chat to people, chat to you. I mean, is there sort of like a proper sort of process to make sure you're getting it done for the right reasons, to make sure you're getting the right thing done, or is it just pretty much in you come, sit down, here we go?
There isn't a correct process as such, but the more knowledge you have, the better. I mean, at the moment, the information isn't as easy to get hold of as it should be, but if you do go onto like the HSE section of gov.co.uk, you can look on bloodborne viruses and clue yourself up on a few questions. If you go into a studio and ask your artist a few basic questions, they should be able to answer that. And then
so you can do the little test to find out that they are, you know, legit, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And why do you think we're so obsessed with tattoos now? Because I mean, it's not just people getting one. People are getting so many now. Is it addictive? I
think that they give people a sense of identification. You know, it's something that you can have customised that's nobody else has got, and it's a case of individuality.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is a nice thing to separate yourself from everybody else.
Have you ever had somebody come in and you've sort of almost thought, I just don't think this is right for you?
Yeah, definitely, all the time. I tell them, and usually they go with good advice, and we create something unique.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we're here for, and yeah.
I think kids are influenced as well, Toby, by the media. I mean, how many pop stars now have tattoos?
Yeah.
You know, you've got the Katy Perry's, you've got everybody seems to have tattoos.
It's the Beckham effect, isn't it?
That's it, and it's kind of following trend, isn't it? You know, and you're in with the in crowd if you have tattoos.
Yeah, I think it blew. It was once over quite underground, but it blew up about 10 years ago with programs like Miami Ink, and it hit the media, and that's when it became as popular as what it is. But not only did more people want tattoos, more people want a tattoo, and I think that's where you've had this influx in sales being made in an unethical way.
Yeah, because it's the same as we were saying before. It's the same as people can just set up as Botox people or teeth whitening people. You have to have a level of skill, degree, and certificates and stuff, and that's pretty much what you want to put into place now with tattooing, isn't it? That you can't just pick up a kit and just go ahead and do it.
I think the research that I've done in a lot of these kits as well is that, I don't know whether you've come across this as well, Toby, that some of the kits that are coming over are actually coming over from China, and some are actually, the inks can be quite toxic in them as well. So you don't really know what you're actually putting underneath your skin.
Yeah. So if you want to find out more, what's the best thing they can do?
Best thing to do is just to Google it and go onto the
just educate yourself.
And educate yourself in it as well. And I think if people are looking for tattoos, for me, I have been to some of the tattoo conventions, and you do get some really good. The cream of the crop are there.
Yeah, there's some amazing artists out there that are
definitely
conducting themselves in
the correct manner.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, thanks both for coming in, and if you want any more information, we'll get some information out for you on this. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you.